Hi, my name is Jessica Juarez,
Brendalee Hernandez.
Jazmin, Loredo.
and we're going to be doing our project on the graphic novel Leica by Nick Abatzis. So the book we chose was Leica. It's about a dog from the Soviet Union, and overall it talks about the space war after World War II. So it's during the Cold War with America and the United States, and basically it's about a dog that, at the beginning has no family whatsoever. It was born, and this lady kept looking for a home for her. And throughout the story, the dog is with a family, but then the owner throws it away. So it's looking for a new family or where to find love. However, it never loses hope. At night, staring at the sky, it feels like it's flying, seeing the ones that the dog cares about. So throughout the story, it goes like that, trying just to find where to live until finally the dog is caught by the animal shelter people. So the animal shelter people take it to a space center, which is the Soviet Union. And after that, the dog was into training to see whether it would go up to the space or not. And it resulted that was the dog chosen to go by Sergei, which was the chief designer. So he was one of the most important in the book. And overall, the dog went up to space. However, sadly, it was not able to come back down because the engineers, or the one that created all of that, did not plan way for it to come down. They just sent it up to space just to be able to win the race, let's say, against America, to send someone or something up to space. And that's overall the book of Leica. Thank you.
In this lesson, students will read the graphic novel Leica by Nick Abatzis. This story is about a dog named Leica ever since it was born and encountered rejection by humans, going from one owner to another and facing hardship until she came across Sputnik 2, making her the first dog to be launched to space by Russians in 1957. We chose this novel for our lesson after we realized how it may have many different tools we can use on students. We will use this novel to help the students understand, discover, and apply these hints to their knowledge in areas such as language arts, social studies, and science. Another reason we chose this novel was students to get engaged with dogs and spaceships. That can help us with students participating and wanting to read the novel.
Okay, so the lesson that I would be teaching would be social studies, and the grade level would be either 6th or 8th, the middle school area. The materials needed would just be a paper, pencil, and the graphic novel that we were using, so the Leica book. And overall, the students are going to learn how the space race developed of the Cold War, the tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union from the Soviet Union's point of view, and also analyze the actions taken from the Soviet Union. So before reading, as the student would have to write in a sheet of paper, they would have to write what they think about animals going up to space. I would like for them to express their ideas, whether it's a good idea or a bad idea, if an animal should be flying in space, and also how do they feel if they were the one to go up there, in considering the technology and the time it being. So I also want them to say how the story will take place, how the book will end, and who will win the space race, United States or the Soviet Union. During the reading, I made some questions for them to read. It would be like popcorn reading, so one reads and then they change to another person, whoever they want. And also taking in consideration every aspect of the book. By page 100, they're gonna be thinking about who will win the space race. Would they take the job of the veterinarian, Yelena? Yes, why or why not? And how do they feel about going to space after what they have read, or sending the animal out to space? And then after reading, so it'll be a group discussion. It'll be talking about the idea of the Soviet Union. Was it good to send the dog up to space, even though they knew that the dog would not come back? how does it make them feel, what are their ideas of going into space, was it good, was it bad, and who won the space race.
I did my lesson plan on middle school science for 6 through 8. Since this book talks about rockets, that's what I wanted to introduce. So we're going to demonstrate Newton's third law of motion. So Newton's third law of motion states that for every action there is an opposite or equal reaction. So what I'm going to do for my before reading is I'm going to do a picture activity. So I will put a picture of a spaceship, and I have the students tell me what comes to their mind about spaceships, and just to see like where their mind is at. And they'll tell me maybe stuff that they know or stuff that they don't know or anything they're curious about it. And for my during reading, I'm doing a KWL chart, so the students are going to write what they know, what they want to know, and what they already learned from the lesson. And then for my after reading, I'm doing a reflection, so the students will take a couple minutes to discuss what happened during the experiment, and they'll write everything down.
So the content area that I chose was language arts, and the grade level was middle school 6 through 8. The learning objectives will be the students will be able to identify new vocabulary and meanings. Students will be able to read and analyze the graphic novels. Students will be able to recognize the different text language. The materials you will need would be the graphic novel, your dictionary, pencil, and notebook. Before reading, the students will be divided into groups of 4. Students will be able to discuss the group of the front cover of their novel. The students will be able to write down their thoughts of what they think is going to be. After reading, they will be able to discuss the kind of language they found during the novel. With their groups, they will get a dictionary and find the meaning of each word that they didn't understand, and try to make a new sentence with each word. Students will be able to use the meaning of each vocabulary to create a new sentence.